University of the Philippines, Ateneo de Manila University, University of Santo Tomas, De La Salle University, at pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila. Say I if I managed to mention at least one of your dream schools. I know I did. Mine was Ateneo. What's yours? Hey guys, it's Aria. College entrance tests are coming and I know the feeling of anxiety and worry kung papasa ka ba or not. Makakaramdam din kayo ng takot. Takot na di makapasa sa mga dream schools nyo. My advice is, make that fear your motivation for studying. In this video, I will give you my routine and what I did to prepare for the CETs. If you think that watching this video and doing exactly what I did would grant you a slot in these universities, well, I'm telling you right now to stop watching, close the video, and go about your day. Please, oh please make a routine that's comfortable for you. What works for me might not work for you. Binibigyan ko lang kayo ng mga paraan na pwede niyong pagbasehan. Ensure that the routine you do is patterned to your liking because retention is better to an environment you are comfortable with. The reason why I chose to talk about these specific schools because they're the only ones I apply for. Nag-apply din ako sa Singapore pero di ako na shortlist kasi I couldn't give them a diploma. To add credibility to the video, I passed all of them. AB Political Science in UP, AB Diplomacy and International Relations in Ateneo, BS Pharmacy in UST, BS Chemical Engineering in DLSU, as well as PLM. I was also one of the top 1,500 passers ng PLM. My decision was to pursue college in Ateneo kasi dream school ko siya, and I'd like to go to law school soon. Maybe even defend the Philippines from this oppressive regime and hopefully finally releasing us from the hands of China and America. Joke. Not a joke. Anyway, magsisimula ako sa overview and experience ko with the tests. Ipagsasama ko ang UPCAT, ACET, and PLMAT kasi parehas lang mga coverage nila. First off, a ranking. I will rank from most difficult to less difficult. Yes, all of them are difficult. USTET, UPCAT, PLMAT, ACET, DCAT. I'll tell you why further into the video. PLMAT and ACET are interchangeable. The UPCAT has 4 sections: Math, Science, English, and Filipino. I chose UP Manila as my testing center. This was memorable for me kasi habang nag-aantay kami na magbukas sila ng gates at habang naglalakad kami sa LRT, nagtatanungan lang kami ng friend ko about math, science, and all that. Regarding time pressure, if I'm not mistaken, I think they give 1 hour and 30 minutes for the math section and 50 to 60 minutes for the rest. Take note rin na they follow a right minus wrong system. That means that every mistake you commit, there will be a 0.25 deduction on your score. If you really do not know a question, best to leave it blank. But I highly suggest that you take an educational guess. The ACET naman merong math, English, numerical ability, abstract reasoning, and an essay. This was the first entrance exam I took. This was the only test I actually enjoyed. Nagulat kasi ako na I managed to answer almost all of the items sa math, which I don't usually do. Pinakamadugo for me ay abstract reasoning kasi I remember they only gave us 5 minutes to finish the whole test. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kaya siya naging mahirap dahil sa time constraints. The ACET was not made to be finished. This was also the only test na lumabas akong nakangiti. PLMAT naman meron silang math, science, and English. Manageable naman siya since junior high topics ang coverage. Sorry if ang pretentious or ang privileged pakinggan pero sobrang kaba ko dito. Kasi di ako ganun karunong mag-commute and I had to commute from Espanya to PLM on my own. I had Google Maps on my phone and sobrang takot akong mawala. Nasabi kong interchangeable sila ng ACET kasi this was the exam na hindi ako nag-ara. Well, ACET was the first exam I took. meaning mas madaming preparation. It was January na kasi when I took it, so almost all of the lessons I study for are already out of my head. And pinilit lang ako ng magulang ko i-take to, pero to be honest, ayoko talaga mag-PLM. DCAT naman. Again, I took this for the sake of trying the Big Four. By far the easiest exam I took. For me, I'm not over-exaggerating. For me, pinakamadali talaga siya. I believe they also passed everyone. If not, some were redirected to another course in case they didn't pass any of their choices. That is good actually kasi quality education for everyone, am I right? I think yung difficult part ng tests nila yung English and statistics. English kasi it's not grammar-based, it's research-based. You'd have to review your oral communication subjects. Statistics naman kasi it's not your typical permutations and compute the probability lang. USTET. USTET has math, science, English, and mental ability. I am saving the best for last. I swear to God, this exam was the hardest of all. No exaggerations, it is beyond me. First of all, it's also designed not to be finished. Every test has almost over 80 items and timed at only 40 to 50 minutes. See how it's impossible to finish? Aside from that, their math section was extremely STEM and ABM based. They had business math and calculus questions there. One question, we had to raise a number by 1,000,000. I am also not that familiar of their scoring system kasi a lot of people failed mental ability despite it being the easiest subtest. I think it's because yung questions sa mental ability ay included din sa ibang subtests. So kahit alam mong you aced that subtest, you still need to do your best sa other subtests. Ang mahirap sa USTET ay math, English, and science. Same sa DCAT ang English nila. Walang grammar or sentence construction. It's all about research, oral communication, English for academic purposes. So I really suggest that you catch up on that. Ayun, ang verbose ng overview ko, no? Pardon me for that. So let's start with my routine. I actually did enough. I'm not gonna be the person who says hindi ako nag-aral and all that to prove my intellectual dominance. No, nag-aral ako. Yun lang yun. I enrolled in a review center, Academic Gateway, but di ako nakinig masyado sa kanila kasi lagi akong lutang. Nagko-commute kasi ako papunta doon and most of the time dala-dala ko damit ko from dorm kasi weekend ang schedule ko and it's my time to go home from UST. Kahit lutang ako, I used their book and found it effective. Their teachers also came from renowned universities and more affordable siya compared to MSA and ahead, which ranges from 8,000 to 15,000. Yung book nila naging basis ko for studying. So let's get right on the routine. I will recreate everything I did, so bear with me here because this is a long one. I will also be dividing it with before studying, during studying, and recommendations and whatnot. I started studying during the second month of my vacation because I needed time for enjoyment. Grade 11 was a tough year for me and I was exhausted. I wanted a break from studying, so I allowed myself to let loose during that time. I was in Jakarta because we go there every vacation and it was relieving. I played video games a lot. Anyway, nag-start akong mag-hustle nung nakabalik na kami sa Philippines. So, before studying. First of all, know your weaknesses and strengths. My strength was science and English, while my weakness was math. Once you know your strength and weaknesses, you can make a schedule pattern to strengthening your weakness. Mine was focused on math. Math was the only constant subject that I put in my schedule, so in short, I studied math almost every day. Second, make a schedule. I made sure I studied every single day. I dedicated 4 to 6 hours of my day to studying for the CETs. depending on my drive or motivation. I assign 2 subjects per day, so that means 2 to 3 hours per subject. Sinusubukan kong magsagot ng 2 subject area bawat araw. The goal is to learn something new every day. I prioritized science and math kasi I know na kaya ko naman ng English. Mga once a week lang akong nag-English. Quick brushing up lang on subject-verb agreement, oral communication, research, and all the topics related to that. Of course, I'm not that super hardworking, non-procrastinating student. I procrastinated a lot, binged on a lot of Netflix films and series. You have to learn to enjoy and learn when to stop kasi you're gonna hate yourself if you constantly beat yourself up just because you're enjoying. Enjoying doesn't mean you're unprogressive. In fact, it's progressive because you're improving yourself and clearing up your mind for the next lesson. It's good to learn a lesson with a clear mind. Third, organize the materials that you will use. There are a lot of materials on the web, but you're gonna be overwhelmed by it kasi sabog-sabog siya, and you are handed all these links of different Google Drives of different documents. So, tatama rin ka mag-aral kasi your sources are all over the place. Okay, now let's move on to during studying. In terms of studying, I did a modified Pomodoro technique. Ang Pomodoro technique is doing a task for 25 to 30 minutes, then taking a 5-minute break after that. After taking 4 or 5 breaks, then you'll be taking a longer break, like 15 to 30 minutes. For my modified Pomodoro technique, I patterned it sa AG book ko kung saan after answering and studying 1 page on the book, I'll take a 5-minute break. After finishing 2 whole pages, I would take a 15 to 30-minute break. Next under this division is how I study. I study based on the question. Time-consuming kasi for me kapag reviewer ginamit mo kasi hindi ka sure kung lalabas lahat yun. For questions kasi, it gives you an overview of what kind of questions na lalabas sa test. Pero to each her own. Siguro study your junior high school notes like polynomials, basic algebra, and all that kasi lessons from grade 7 to 11 ang coverage ng CETs. It's important that you catch up on the basics such as adding and subtracting of polynomials, basic geometry, basic trigonometry, and even subject-verb agreement. This is how I approach the question. First, I read the question and then I read the choices. After reading everything, I give a tentative answer. After choosing an answer, I judge the question. I label it if it's easy, medium, difficult, or hell. Once you label the questions kasi you'll know saan ka nahihirapan and you'll know what topics you need to study. After labeling, of course, I go to Google for answers. I actually research every single choice given to me and I take note of their definitions. In this way, I can study the question and learn about the other choices as well. This can only apply to science and English though. I put everything in the book, from notes to tiny motivation messages. I also had a separate notebook where I planned to put all the lessons I learned and the formulas I'll be needing to memorize. After a while, I found it inefficient kasi tamad akong tao and I'd rather have all the information on one book. Of course, I only study pag weekdays kasi umaalis kami palagi every weekend. But every time na bored ako, I try to study using different apps. Zucal is one of the apps I used. It's helpful for me kasi you get to choose on what area you would like to be questioned. Tapos it shows you the answer and how it is answered. Parang game lang. See? Studying doesn't have to be agonizing and boring. I also listen to Dreamwave or Lo-Fi whenever I'm studying. Personal preference ko naman yun. Again, what works for me might not work for you. Mas nakakapag-focus kasi ako when I listen to tunes, especially to lo-fi since ang primary purpose nun is for relaxation. The links of the playlists I used are down below. I'll also be giving you the Spotify playlist I made mainly for studying. Puro lo-fi rin yun. All the links are down below. Now is the last part of the video. As per review centers, it's really up to you. Since I was the one who paid for mine, I went for the cheapest I could find. And that was Academic Gateway, which was priced at 5,000 pesos. Yung book nila nagpabili sa akin, honestly. If you chose its more expensive alternatives like MSA, Ahead, and or Brain Train, it's also okay. I hear they are effective and have good teachers. But ilagay nyo sa mind nyo na not enrolling in a review center doesn't already mean that you're not gonna pass the CETs. It's not a requirement, so do not worry. If di kayang bayaran, there are a lot of materials that are cheaper na you can buy from online. Also use the web at your advantage kasi all the information you'll need is already there. In fact, I heard that not reviewing in a review center heightens your chance to pass the UPCAT. But that's just a rumor. It's still important to actually work hard and study. Review centers won't do you any good if you do not study. You spend 4 hours cramped in a room trying to learn something, pero you spend 10 plus hours outside doing nothing. Walang mangyayari kapag ganon. Regarding the materials I bought naman, a lot of people are asking me kung i-recommend ko ba ang Tome of Knowledge. No, definitely not. I am sorry pero it didn't help me in any way possible. Napansin ko kasi na madaming grammatical errors tapos poorly published pa siya. The first time I opened the book, kumalas agad ang pages. Sayang pera ko to be honest, and it's priced at 400 pesos. Very dangerous ito kasi madaming bumibili ng books nila so madaming maniniwala. Malaki ang ramifications ng ganun. Kaya be wary pa rin sa mga rine-review nyo kasi pwedeng lason yung iba. Anyway, that's it. I hope this helped you in your preparations sa CETs. Tune into my channel kasi I will be uploading strategies I did for the tests and the apps I used for my CETs preparation. Oh, I forgot. If ever na hindi kayo pumasa sa dream schools nyo, that is definitely normal and okay. That doesn't mean na bobo ka and you are not capable. Actually, I oppose standardized tests kasi it doesn't measure the full potential of a student. Plus, the privileged ang may upper hand kasi sila ang may power to spend thousands for review materials and centers. Basta don't let it stop you from achieving your dreams. Everything happens for a reason. And we are all victims of neoliberal education. A lot of people are hyping up the CETs and the Big Four kasi education in the Philippines is commodified. It's a privilege rather than a right. It is also centralized sa Manila. Our very education system was made to serve the elite and the Americans. So if you think you're failing yourself, no, it's the system that's failing us, not you. I hope you know that. Well, that's it. Thank you.